Whiz. Markets drifting higher today, more or less, in my opinion, just on strong auto vehicle sales. We got some construction spending numbers as well. Dow's up nearly triple digits. SPOOs are up over 10 points, 12 right now. But as I said, nothing really huge on the radar. We got like I said, construction spending was a solid beat, 1.1%. The forecast was 0.6%. Strong vehicle sales throughout the day. Ms. Yellen was speaking this morning. Really didn't freak the markets out that much. But the move yesterday out of Moody's to downgrade Japan's credit rating really wasn't a shot out of the dark or a shocking shot. So I think the markets more or less shrugged that off. And the markets more or less shrugged off some of our mixed macroeconomic data yesterday. So in the absence of just horrible, devastating macroeconomic news, we drift higher. Apple was caught in a little bit of a downdraft this morning. Right out of the gate with new, hey, you're trying to take over the music business type of lawsuit, which is just ridiculous. So it kind of had a gap down at the open, and it recovered nicely. We were in our primary live trade brief, and I said, hey, you can see where that line's drawn. I said that right there. If it holds 113, we're going higher, and we did. We have a nice looking trade on Apple in our weekly options model portfolio that's up $750 in a day. That's a nice 29% return, and we have another potentially $1,900 to go by Friday. As long as Apple stays above 114, we're looking at $2,600 in potential profit. And using at-the-money volatility, there's a 68% probability of that occurring, and we're risking about $4,900 there. Also have an iron condor working this week on the SPX, the 2045, 2075. That's the short put. That's the short call. It's up, about $260 there with a potential to make $3,700 while we're risking $3,800. Nice 1-to-1-ish risk to reward ratio. Biggest thing on my radar is obviously Friday. We have a jobs number coming out. Wednesday is ADP. Tomorrow's ADP. And then Thursday, weekly unemployment claims. But more importantly, Friday's job number and non-farm payroll. Thursday, potentially market moving information coming out of the ECB. Reading on Bloomberg today or wherever it was about how Mario Draghi is more or less being dragged. He's being dragged to QE. And also news that, Russia's stock markets are imploding and the ruble is subterranean. I think we're going to see some central bank intervention out of Russia. So we actually, in our live trading session this morning, got long some deep in the money 80 delta calls, bought 15 of the Jan 1713 calls. We're going to get into a long call diagonal there because I just think the central bank in Russia is going to have to act. If they don't, they're going to be the only central bank in the world that hasn't acted to save their stock market. Bank of Japan, People's Bank of China, the U.S. Fed, the Bank of England, the ECB. I think if Russia's central bank is going to be the only grown-up in the world, that's disturbing. Putin's no fool. He knows that a declining stock market in Russia doesn't help anybody out, so he might be picking up the phone and, hey, Moose Rocco, go help the central bank figure out how to do some QE. So very, very bullish on Russia. Not because I think Russia's got a great economy, but unfortunately, you got to be bullish on things where you think there's going to be intervention. That's the bizarro market that we're living in right now, where I'm bullish on the RSX because I think we're going to see central bank intervention. It's just, I hate trading like this, but guess what? At the end of the day, it's about making money, and hopefully we're going to potentially make money on the stupidity of others, i.e. central bankers thinking that they can debt our way out of this. We actually, it's interesting, the other day with one of our auctions, we literally are a Ponzi scheme. We issued new debt to pay for the old debt that hasn't been paid. If you go to the SEC's website and look up the definition of a Ponzi scheme, it's the United States government. We're paying new investors old investors are essentially getting paid with money from new investors. That's what's going on. But whatever. We asked for it, okay? So I got to run. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be back with Wednesday's Market Sit Rep.